Hello everyone. In this video, we shall be continuing and finishing acid, bases and salts chapter. We shall be covering two topics: methods of preparation of salts and properties of salts. Method of preparation of salt is not a small topic, but by the statement, I also do not mean that it is very lengthy topic. No, it is full of reactions and that too divided into smaller parts. But this is very important. From this chapter, this part is very important apart from the examples. Mind you, you should pay very much full attention for this topic. Hello everyone. In this video, we shall be finishing the chapter acid, bases and salts. Subtopics: method of preparation of salts and properties of salts. You might wonder, सिर्फ दो subtopic. These are not just two. This is a very lengthy subtopic. It is not quite short, but it is not also very long. It is good. Now, in this one, we have many reactions and many reactions. But they are divided into small parts which help us learn them very easily. They are categorized. So it is not difficult, but it is lengthy. Now this is very important and very important, because apart from examples, they will ask this. Mark this as very important. Also, examples. I'm repeating in every second I am saying examples are important. Let's move on. Methods of preparation. Preparation of salt. Now there is a general method. Now what is the general method? The general method is for direct combination reaction, we have a metal which is added to a non-metal to give salt. Now this salt has two conditions. Either it is soluble or it is insoluble. This is for the direct combination. Moving on to displacement. For displacement, we have an active metal. Here it was only metal, but in this case we have active metal when added to an acid. Now remember, I had told you earlier, when we talk about acid, it is either dilute or concentrated. We need to mention that. यहाँ पे टेक्स्ट बुक में mentioned है, तो हम भी लिखेंगे. It is dilute. To give salt. Here the condition is it is only soluble salt, no insoluble. Plus hydrogen, H2. Moving on to precipitation. Precipitation के लिए we should have a soluble salt solution which is added to another soluble salt solution only. Soluble salt solution added to another soluble salt solution only to give out precipitate salt. Precipitate salt इस बार insoluble है. plus a soluble salt. These are the three kinds of reactions we have studied till now. Take in note for this: direct combination, displacement and precipitation. Metal plus non-metal gives a salt which is soluble or insoluble. For displacement, an active metal added to an acid gives a salt which is soluble and also hydrogen in addition to it. And in precipitation reaction, a soluble salt solution is added to the same soluble salt solution, but they might not be same. Okay, the reactants should be different. Gives a precipitate salt which is insoluble and a soluble salt. So insoluble precipitate salt भी मिल रहा है and soluble salt भी मिल रहा है. This can be very easy and very nice if you're doing a summary, if you're doing a recap. Moving on to neutralization. Now, what is a neutralization reaction? We had learnt earlier, acid plus base to give salt and water only. That statement is applicable over here. In neutralization reaction, and insoluble base, a base which is condition is it is insoluble, gives, when added to acid which is dilute, we need to write the condition, is it dilute or concentrated, it gives a salt which is soluble over here and water. Now these conditions are to be noted, they are important. Without conditions, if you write a reaction, it means nothing. But yes, if you do not have any conditions mentioned in your textbook or in your notes or anywhere, then you may not write it. Then that reaction means something. Now we again do neutralization. यहाँ पे neutralization of क्या था? Of insoluble base था. यहाँ पे we do the same thing. This is the ditto sign, means neutralization of, now of what? Of an alkali. This reaction is also known as titration. This is an important one. This is a very important one. Titration. This is the neutralization of an alkali. An alkali are soluble bases. So in short, this is a neutralization of a soluble base. यहाँ पे insoluble था, यहाँ पे soluble है. It is also known as what? It is known as titration. As I've said, यहाँ पे soluble base का reaction होता है, which is again added to an acid which is dilute to give what? To give salt and water. Because neutralization है तो हमेशा salt and water ही निकलेगा. In this case, the salt produced is again soluble. तो दोनों में एक चीज कॉमन हो गई कि जो salt produce होता है that is soluble. Moving on to action of dilute acid on what? On carbonates and bicarbonates. Action of dilute acid. Now we'll mention dilute acid when we write the reactants. So we won't mention it over here. On what? Just write on. On carbonates and bicarbonates. इस केस में हम कार्बोनेट्स एंड बाइकार्बोनेट्स को लेते हैं, उनके साथ क्या ऐड करते हैं? एसिड ऐड करते हैं. कौन सा एसिड? डाइल्यूट एसिड. वो क्या देता है हमें? सॉल्ट देता है, वाटर देता है, प्लस एक चीज और देता है. अगर सिर्फ सॉल्ट और वाटर ही देता तो व्हाट वाज इट? न्यूट्रलाइजेशन. बट देन इसको थोड़ा डिफरेंशिएट करना पड़ेगा ना. सो उस डिफरेंशिएट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू यहाँ पे CO2 एक अलग चीज निकलता है. With this, preparation of salt का जो general methods था, we complete with that. We'll move on to the next topic now. Direct combination. We had learnt direct combination में metal plus non-metal करना पड़ता है जिससे salt मिलता है which is either soluble or insoluble. Now let's see. These are metallic elements as you can see on the screen as well. The metallic elements are Fe, Al, Fe again, Zn and Pb. In this case, this iron is soluble. This aluminium is also soluble. Whereas this iron, this zinc and this lead give insoluble precipitates. Whereas this iron, this zinc and this lead gives insoluble salts. So remember, these are not the reactants. The reactants are not soluble or insoluble. This is the nature of the products. Let's add chlorine to it. Cl2. 3Cl2, 2Fe gives 2FeCl3. FeCl3 जो है वो soluble है. सिमिलरली यहाँ पे जो प्रोडक्ट बनेगा वो सॉल्यूबल होगा, ये चीज सॉल्यूबल नहीं है. यहाँ पे Al के साथ we'll again add Cl2 to give AlCl3. यहाँ पे 2, 3, 2. AlCl3 जो फॉर्म हुआ वो सॉल्यूबल है. रिमेंबर हाँ. Fe यहाँ पे अब हम S डालेंगे सब में. To give what? To give us an insoluble salt. यहाँ पे बनेगा FeS, ZnS and PbS. ये सब जो है ये सारे insoluble है. This was for direct combination, also known as synthesis reactions. We have studied earlier कि इसमें you have A, you have B, दोनों को प्लस किया जाता है and you get AB. This is the basic general equation. जब आप direct combination या synthesis equation बोलते हो तो A plus B gives AB. यहाँ पे भी देखो Fe plus Cl2 gives FeCl3, Fe plus S gives FeS, दोनों combine हो रहे हैं ना. That's it. This is synthesis and direct combination. We'll move on to displacement. Displacement reaction. We had learned for displacement reaction we need an active metal which is added to an acid. Acid का state dilute. To give salt which over here is soluble and hydrogen. इसका जो general reaction, general equation होता है that is A plus BC gives AC plus B. In this case, B is hydrogen, H2. ये जो salt निकलेगा that will be A and C. B को अलग छोड़ेगा. So in this case, acid में जो भी रहेगा B के जगह पे it will be H. I mean, we can clearly see यहाँ पे B है, यहाँ पे भी B है, यहाँ पे B, यहाँ पे H है. So this is also H. Let's see. An active metal wherein iron is used, Fe plus H2SO4. यहाँ पे B के जगह पे H2 है and SO4 is in the place of C. This Fe is used as A, gives AC plus B. Similarly, with HCl, FeCl2 plus H2. Zinc, A plus BC gives AC plus B. And same with magnesium as well. यहाँ पे the soluble salts which are active metals, the soluble salts of active metals are aluminium, magnesium, zinc and iron. We have discussed this earlier. Moving on to precipitation or double decomposition. As you can see over here, precipitation is also known as double decomposition, in which A soluble salt solution added to another soluble salt solution gives a precipitated salt, in this case insoluble, to give a soluble salt. AB plus CD gives AD plus BC. AB, consider this, AB plus CD gives AD plus BC. AD plus BC. This can be switched as well. यहाँ पे BC भी हो सकता है, यहाँ पे AD भी हो सकता है एंड उल्टा भी हो सकता है. That does not matter. आप कोई भी ऑर्डर में लिखो. यहाँ पे you can also write CD plus AB. Doesn't matter. Let's see. We have PbNO3 plus NaCl giving AD plus BC in NO3. So this ऐसे सारे reactions हैं, out of which these are quite very easy, and we get to know कि एक soluble salt solution है, another soluble salt solution है. These two are not the same, they are different. अगर हम PbNO3 the whole twice plus PbNO3 the whole twice करेंगे तो क्यों? Why would we even do that? So they are two different soluble salt solutions. So if they ask you an example of soluble salt solution or ask you कि soluble salt solution के साथ reaction लिखो, तो you have so many. These all are soluble salt solutions. Titration and action of acids on CO3 and HCO3. Let's see. Titration is neutralization. In this we have a soluble base which when added to acid gives a soluble salt and water. Now here I have purposely made a mistake which I want you to find out. An acid, I have not mentioned which kind of acid. Is it dilute or concentrated? Dilute. Let's see. Sodium hydroxide when added to an acid HCl or HNO3 gives NaClAd plus H2O. H2 and 1 O, which is the same. AB plus CD gives AD plus BC. Same with ammonium hydroxide. NH4OH plus HCl or H2SO4 gives AD plus BC. The soluble salts over here are K plus, Na plus and NH4 plus. Moving on. Action of dilute acids on carbonates and bicarbonates. In this case, carbonates are denoted by CO3. These are carbonates, and when we add an bi to them, bi, they become HCO3. So carbonates का formula remains the same. Just that bi डाला तो H आता है. यहाँ पे carbonates and bicarbonates के पास acid है. Acid gives a salt, water and CO2. Why CO2? To make it different. Different from what? From neutralization reaction. ये carbonates है, ये भी carbonates है, ये एक last वाला bicarbonate है. How can you differentiate? H है bicarbonate में. Acid डाला, salt आया, water आया and carbon dioxide आया. I again missed one thing. Dilute acid. This is very important. Now, we shall do salt. Reference preparation of specific salt. इसमें डायरेक्ट कॉम्बिनेशन में कौन से सॉल्ट प्रिपेयर होते हैं, डिस्प्लेसमेंट में कौन से होते हैं, उन सब के बारे में दिया हुआ है. इट्स नॉट ओनली डायरेक्ट कॉम्बिनेशन एंड डिस्प्लेसमेंट, टाइट्रेशन, न्यूट्रलाइजेशन एंड एवरीथिंग एल्स. यहाँ पे what you only have is method of preparation by direct combination and उसका reaction. बस ये बाकी सब कुछ नहीं है portion में, it is omitted. यहाँ पे भी we have displacement में only 2 reactions and by what method? By displacement. This all is not there. Precipitation is the method and we have one reaction. Now method of preparation is again precipitation over here, CaCl2. Neutralization में we have the method obviously that CuO and CuOH का 2 reaction है, out of which CO is an important one. इस पे observation पूछ सकते हैं, क्या था और क्या हुआ. CO was black, H2SO4 is an acid. कौन सा acid है? Dilute acid है. क्या देता है? CuSO4 plus water देता है, salt plus water देता है. It means it is neutralization. And जो salt बनता है वो क्या हुआ? तो blue solution बना. From black to blue. Salt. Properties. Now this is important. General properties या properties of salt which are general. इसमें ये जो टेबल है इसमें आपको सारे रिएक्शन मिले हुए. दिस टाइम ऑल्सो एसिड मेंशन्ड है, डाइल्यूट है. तो मेजरली इस चैप्टर में एसिड्स क्या है? डाइल्यूट है. कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड अगर मिला तो मिला. सो दिस चैप्टर इज सॉर्टेड फॉर यू. इसमें एसिड अगर है तो डाइल्यूट एसिड है. एंड इफ इट इज नॉट मेंशन्ड यू नीड नॉट राइट इट. HCO3 NaHCO3 which means bicarbonate, bicarbonate, carbonate, carbonate. This is sulfite and this is sulfide. Added to an acid gives salt, water. यहाँ पे CO2 आ रहा है. Last one has nothing except H2S instead of water. And the second last one has SO2 instead of CO2. That's it. ये हो गया खत्म. With this our chapter ends. This is a huge chapter. People find it difficult, but when you make it easy, when you learn it step by step, when you cut it down, it is quite easy. I hope you liked the video. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.